Hi everyone, welcome to the San Diego Mesa College Transfer Center. This video, we're going to be reviewing the general education sheets that we offer for transfer. So just a little bit on how to get to our page. If you're on the Transfer Center page, you're going to click on resources for students, staff, and faculty. And from there, you'll see lots of CSU resources and UC resources. We definitely encourage you to explore some of these resources in your own time. And then down a little bit further, you'll see all of the transfer tools. This is where I got the iGETC sheet and the CSU GE sheet that we're going to be reviewing today. You are grandfathered into the general education sheet from when you started attending Mesa, as long as you didn't take any semesters off. So let's say you started in fall 2020, you took classes fall 2020, spring 2021, fall 2021, spring 2022, and so on and so forth, then you'll be grandfathered into that general education sheet. But for today, I'm going to use the newest general education sheets as an example for the video. So we're going to start with the California State University General Education Breadth. This is for our students who are only planning on applying to California State Universities. So if you're planning on applying to UCSD or any of the UCs or private and out-of-state schools, then this is probably not going to be the best GE pattern for you. Instead, you're going to probably want to follow our iGETC GE sheet, which is what we're going to review right after this one. But if you are a student who is only planning on applying to California State Universities, so some examples would be San Diego State, maybe CSU Long Beach, maybe CSU Fullerton, Cal Poly Humboldt, then this would be the general education pattern that you would want to follow. We, of course, encourage you to read through all of the different rules and requirements. But for today, we're going to kind of just dive into the different areas and how to meet each of the requirements. So you'll notice on this first page, we have 4 courses or 4 requirements that are in these big, bold black boxes. These are what we call, or the California State Universities call, the Golden 4. These are your A1 oral communication course, your A2 written communication course, your A3 critical thinking course, and then your B4 mathematics and quantitative reasoning course. You are going to be selecting one course from each of these categories, and you'll notice we have these boxes over here to the left that will show you complete, in progress, or required. So once you've completed the course, if you want to print this out or stop by our office, we can give you a printed handout. You can check off that complete box. If it's in progress, of course, you're going to check off the in progress box, or if it's still required, you can check off that letter R. So usually in your first year here at Mesa, you're going to be completing all of your Golden 4 classes. That'll be your oral communication. So let's say, for example, you might take Communication Studies 103, English 101, you might take English 105 in the spring semester, and then one mathematics and quantitative reasoning course. Something really important to note is that we hear a lot from students, I'm just here at Mesa to complete some GEs or some general ed. I'm just going to complete some GEs and then I'm going to transfer. That is a little bit of a myth. You do have to choose a specific major and a specific school. So let's say, for example, you do want to transfer to San Diego State and you want to be a biology major. Then instead of choosing any mathematics course, you're going to be specifically in a calculus course that'll prepare you for physics for your biology major. So you can't just choose any courses from these GE sheets. You always want to make sure that you're talking to counselors and meeting with counselors so that we can do our best to double count your major preparation requirements with your general education requirements so that we can get you to your goals as efficiently as possible. We know that you all do not want to take a bunch of classes that you don't need. You really want to know exactly what you need to get to your goal. And that's our job here in counseling, to make sure that we're doing that and we're getting to that goal as quickly as we can. So that being said, once you've chosen those Golden 4 classes with your counselor, then we're going to be selecting your Area B courses as well as the rest of the courses on this GE sheet. So you're going to be completing a physical science course, a life science course, and one laboratory course. Your lab course will usually be 1 unit, and it has to match either your physical science or your life science course. And down on the back side of this page, we have our Area C Arts and Humanities courses. You're going to be completing one C1 Art, one C1, one C2 humanities course, and then one more course from either C1 or C2. And then you'll be completing your Area D social sciences. So 2 classes from this Area D, 1 class from Area E, lifelong learning and self-development, and 1 course from ethnic studies Area F. This is a brand new requirement as of last year. So if you're grandfathered into one of our older GE patterns, you may not be required to complete this course. But if you are in our fall 2021 or fall 2022 GE patterns, then you will see this Area F ethnic studies course on your plan. And then down here at the very bottom, you'll see our CSU graduation requirements in US history and American institutions. These courses are not required to earn your associate's degree, and they are not required to transfer for admissions purposes, but they are required to earn your bachelor's degree. And something really cool about these courses down here is that they often double count or triple count. So let's use an example of History 109. You'll see that this History 109 class will meet a US 1. It'll also meet a US 2. You'll see it here. And up here in Area D, you'll see that History 109 also counts. It's right here, History 109. So you cannot double count your courses for, let's say you notice that your Area F CHIC 110A course is also in here, Area D, social science. You cannot double count those because that's an Area D and an Area F, and you need 2 Area Ds and 1 Area F, and you cannot double count that. But for these graduation requirements down here, these US 1, US 2, and US 3, these are the only ones that do double or triple count. So your History 109 can count as a US 1, a US 2, and up here in Area D, which is really cool. And your counselors will work with you to make sure that we're double counting those as often as possible, and that you're not double counting anything that you're not allowed to double count. So that's our job. This is basically the CSU general education pattern. Again, one last time, this is just for our students who are only planning on applying to the California State Universities for transfer. Next, we're going to talk about our IGETC GE sheet, or our intersegmental general education transfer curriculum, which you can see why we call it IGETC. So here, again, take some time to read through all of the different rules for general education certification. But for today, we'll dive into our courses down here. You'll notice right off the bat that there are less options for each of our courses for IGETC. The CSUs are a bit more lenient. They have a lot more choices for your general education classes, but the UCs are a little bit stricter. So you'll notice that there are less options. Again, if you're planning on applying to both San Diego State and UCSD, IGETC is perfect because both schools will take the IGETC GE pattern, as well as out-of-state and private schools. So again, you're going to be kind of following this same pattern. You're going to take one class from each of the different groups. So one group A, one group B, one group C, one class from mathematical concepts and quantitative reasoning, one class from 3A art, one class from 3B humanities, and one final course from either 3A or 3B. Down here, you're going to be selecting 3 social and behavioral sciences from this category. And then we also mentioned the CSU ethnic studies requirement. If you're following IGETC or completing IGETC, you could take, for example, CHIC 110A, and that would be that CSU ethnic studies requirement, and it can also count up here for your social behavioral class. So for IGETC, you could kind of knock those both out. And then we have our Area 5 courses. We have our 5A physical science, our 5B biological science, and then our 5C science lab. Again, your science lab has to match either your biological or your physical science lecture. This is a big difference from the CSU pattern. For the UCs, you do have to complete at least one semester of a language other than English course. Or you can use, if you took 2 years of the same foreign language in high school, you can use that to clear the requirement. Or if you have any AP or IB or SAT exams, or if you took, maybe you went to high school in another country and you have documentation or transcripts that show that you were taught school in a language other than English. There are lots of different ways to clear this requirement, but this is a requirement that is not a requirement for the CSU pattern. And then again, we have these listed down here, these US 1, 2, and 3 courses that are again only for the CSUs, so not required for the UCs. But just something to keep in mind if you think you may attend a CSU. Again, you could double count some of these for your social sciences in area 4. And that's pretty much it for the GE patterns. One last page that I want to show you before the video ends is our all academic courses page. This is here on the MESA website under academics. This is a great page because I know when you're looking at this GE sheet, maybe you're looking here in arts and you'll see all of these course codes, but you really don't know what's the difference between Black Studies 110 or 111 or 120. Using this all academic courses page will allow you to click on Black Studies and you can read the different titles. You can click on them. It'll tell you exactly what each class entails. It'll tell you if there are any prerequisites or not. It'll tell you how many units the class is. It'll tell you where the class is transferable to. So lots of good information. And this is a really handy site to be able to use while you're choosing your general education courses. I hope this video was helpful and we hope to see you all in the Transfer Center scheduling appointments with our counselors. We also have transfer talks. You'll be able to find those on our Transfer Center webpage as well. I can show you where those are under our workshops. So we are available Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays. We will update this schedule for the fall semester soon. So we are here all summer long as well. And you'll be able to see the dates and times that we're available for transfer talks. You can pop into these Zoom rooms on any of these times and just ask the counselors questions without needing an appointment. But of course, you can also always schedule appointments. All right. Have a great semester, everybody. See you soon.